If you've been training at home for months and you're just not seeing the muscle definition that you expect or that you've wanted, or worse than that, something's starting to ache that didn't before, there's a reason for that. Your body has compensations that you can't feel. Weeks and months of just getting through workouts piled on top of movement patterns that have been reinforced from years of sitting at a desk. That's what's stealing your results, and very likely without you knowing it. All hope isn't lost. There's one exercise that can act like an audit. In 60 seconds, it can show you exactly what's broken and what needs your attention so you can work out as hard as you want to and get the results, get the muscle definition that you've been after. It's the one-arm dumbbell row. And no, this isn't about just building a bigger back. Most compound exercises actually hide compensations. Your other muscles take over and dominate, and you never know. On the other hand, the one-arm dumbbell row isolates things in a way that makes these compensations impossible to hide. Your form breaks down or shifts visibly and immediately. Now, taking a look at me doing this, you're probably thinking this looks slow, and it looks like it won't help me burn body fat the way full body circuits or high intensity interval training do. I get it. But by slowing down these exact compensations that get highlighted by an exercise like the one-arm dumbbell row, you can actually finally drop the weight, drop the body fat, and build more muscle than you ever did chasing, getting fatigued, getting tired from those high intensity, from those body weight circuits. How would I know? Because over the last 21 months, I've been going through my own physique transformation using these principles, and here's how. If your form is compromised, you're not only burning fewer calories than you think, you're also overloading muscles or joints or tendons that you're not aware of. And if you're overloading some things, you're underloading other things, usually the muscles that you do want to hit and that you do want to focus on and really build more muscle definition for. So when you fix these three things, every exercise in your home workout routine starts working better. Same workout, but more results. Here are the three mistakes the one-arm dumbbell row exposes, and the three principles that once you fix them, make everything else you're doing more effective at building muscle and dropping body fat. Mistake number one is your setup. Yes, before you even start lifting the weight. Most guys grab a dumbbell, put a hand on a bench, bend over, and their low back is already rounding. Their shoulders are rolling or shrugging forwards. They kind of still look like they're sitting at a desk, kind of slouched forward. Just now they're doing it while they're holding a weight in their hands. Look, if you sit anywhere close to 8 hours a day or more for work, and then go and work out and do a row with a rounded back, you're just reinforcing the exact posture that you're trying to undo. Your lats can't fully engage in this position, which means less tension on them. So you're working just as hard and activating that muscle group that you really want to, no bueno. So there's two simple fixes for this to set up properly to make it easier to hit the lat muscles. When you bend over, don't just bend over at your back and round your lower back. Think about hinging at the hips. Think about bending over by pushing your hips out of the way and then put your hand on the bench. You might feel a little bit of a stretch in the hamstrings just holding this position when you do it right. And then for your shoulders and your posture, stick your chest out a little bit once you're bent over before you start lifting the weight up. But just enough to get your shoulders a little bit away from your ears, kind of reversing that shrugging motion that's so easy to get into when you're typing at a computer keyboard. Now you're in a position where you can actually use your lats. That's exactly what you want. Because when you have a fitness goal, like fat loss and seeing muscle definition in certain muscles, for a lot of guys, that can be getting that V taper physique, where the shoulders are wider and the waist is narrower. The point isn't just about working harder on any given exercise. It's about making the work that you actually do effective, making it count. Now, the way to know if you're making these mistakes isn't guesswork. Instead, actually film yourself. You just have to film one, maybe 2 sets. Film it from the side, set up the camera to the side, and then watch it back. See how you set up. Is your low back rounding? Are your shoulders rounding or slouching a little bit? If you are, then these are things to fix. And if you want a professional set of eyes to take a look at your exercises, at your technique, at your setup, to make sure there's not compensations you're not aware of, that's one part of my online fitness coaching that I do with busy dads. If you want to take a look at that, all the information is at the link in the description. Now on to mistake number 2. It's shrugging the weight up instead of rowing the weight up. And why it's important to know this one is because if you do this, you might not feel the consequences of it in terms of an achy shoulder or nagging shoulder pain. You might not feel that for months, while this compensation is running every time you do this type of exercise. Simply put, when you're lifting the dumbbell up and your shoulder shrugs up towards your ear instead of staying down, your traps, your shrugging muscles, they're doing the work your lats are supposed to be doing. You feel muscle tension. You feel like you're training hard, but you're leaving the results you really want on the table. And you're setting yourself up for shoulder pain, and you're setting yourself up for shoulder issues down the road. Again, there's 2 parts to this fix. The first is that as you lift the weight up, you want to be aware of what your shoulder's doing. You want to make sure you don't feel your shoulder coming up, shrugging up towards your ears like that. You want to feel or think about and then feel that your shoulder stays down away from your ear as you lift the weight up. Which brings us to the second cue. When you do the one-arm dumbbell row, you're not lifting the weight up towards the ceiling. You're not rowing the weight up straight towards the ceiling. You actually want to think about rowing the dumbbell or rowing the weight back and up. Visualize your hand moving from the hanging down position at the start, back and up towards your hip pocket. If you haven't done a row like this, give it a try. And when you do it like that, the lat is getting tense, and that's what you want. And here's the bonus point. You can apply this to any rowing movement that you do that focuses on the lats. Whether that's a lat pull down, if you do have a cable system that you can use at home, or a bent over row, or a chin up or pull up if you have a bar to do those on. Think about pulling your elbows or your hands, depending on the exercise, towards your hip pockets. Now, with all these exercises, you're actually teaching your body what it feels like to use the right muscles. Now here's what all these mistakes point to. These are the principles that actually create the results you want. First, position yourself before you move with intent. This sets you up to use the right muscles when you're actually lifting the weight or when you're actually doing any exercise. Skip this and nothing else works. Second, control the tempo. This is what creates muscle definition. Not high reps done super fast to try and beat a timer or beat a clock. Slow and controlled is the name of the game. That's when you'll feel muscle tension, especially on the lowering portion of any exercise, also called the eccentric. This helps build muscle so that you'll see more muscle definition as the body fat comes off. And by having more muscle, by having better muscle definition, your metabolism throughout the day is going to be burning a few more calories, which over days, weeks, months, and years can really add up. A 2 or even 3 second lowering on every exercise, that's not just safer for your joints, it's also more effective for your muscles and for your goals. Listen, if you can't feel your lats working during a dumbbell row, then you're just moving the weight around. Close your eyes for a rep if you have to. Focus on feeling tension on the muscle you're actually trying to work. This is the difference between training and just going through the motions. And only one of those is really going to bring about the results you want. These 3 principles, they don't just fix the row. They make every exercise you do more effective. From presses and push-ups, to squats, to curls or tricep extensions for your arms. This will make them more effective at building muscle so you can see more muscle definition where you really want it as your body fat comes off. That's how you get leaner and stronger without doing more, by focusing on effectiveness and efficiency. Now you don't need to fix all 3 of these at once. Just start by setting up your phone and filming one set of these one-arm dumbbell rows. Be sure to film both sides. And then pick the mistake that was the most obvious to you. The rounded back or rounded shoulders during your setup, the shrugging while lifting the weight. Whatever one jumps out at you, and fix that one first. The other ones get easier after that first one's dialed in. This doesn't have to be complicated. It just takes someone showing you what to look for. Now, if you want to know if more exercises in your home workout routine in your home workouts have the same hidden problems, the best thing to do would be check out this video next, where I run through 6 dumbbell tests that you can do at home. These 6 tests cover more than just exercise technique and recruiting the right muscles. It'll give you an overall snapshot of where your home workouts are effective and where or if there are any gaps. So watch that video next and let me know how you did. I'll catch you guys on the next one.